on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial for a rally to restore honor to America. Now the man behind the event, Glenn Beck, speaks out on the country's future in his first and only interview after the rally. Glenn Beck, only on Fox News Sunday. All right now on Fox News Sunday. And hello again from Fox News in Washington. They came by the tens of thousands, stretching all the way from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial down past the reflecting pool. Saturday's event, called Restoring Honor, was a tribute to our military and a call for Americans to return to core values. While there was no open politics, former Governor Sarah Palin made a veiled reference to a country headed in the wrong direction.
We must not fundamentally transform America as some would want. We must restore America and restore her honor.
But the man everyone came to see was organizer Glenn Beck, who said this nation is at a crossroads.
My challenge to you today is to make a choice. Does America go forward and the American experience expands, or does the experiment fail with us?
When it was over, we sat down with Beck for his first and only interview after the rally. Glenn, welcome to Fox News Sunday.
Thank you.
What does this day mean?
The line I actually cut from the speech was the last line, that we're 40 days and 40 nights away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America. If people awaken and turn around and see that we have lost our way, and they do something about it in their own lives, not through politics, but in their own lives, then it's an important day.
Do you feel that you have a role in trying to save this country?
I think, Chris, that every American should feel that way. Whether you, because you're a journalist, you shouldn't become an advocate. I'm not a journalist. I think every American has a role in saving this country. Whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, doesn't matter. We all know the country's in trouble. We may disagree on how to solve it, but we all know the country's in trouble. And I've come to the place where I believe that there's no way to solve these problems, these issues. There's nothing that we can do that will solve the problems that we have and keep the peace unless we solve it through God, unless we solve it in being our highest self. And that's a pretty tall order.
When you have a crowd as big as you had today, that makes a political statement. In the context of the November elections that are coming up, what do you think the challenge is to our political parties? What was the message that those tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who came to watch you, what were they trying to tell our leaders?
We'll have aerial photography here shortly on the numbers, but I can tell you that it was in the hundreds of thousands. I've heard, let's be on the low end, 300,000. It may be as high as 650,000. But there were hundreds of thousands. You don't get that many people to come to Washington and stand there and have that kind of a moment without signs, without any political messages, for no reason. You don't do it because they're happy about things. That's what the politicians, the first message they should get. People aren't really happy with things. A good number of people are not happy with the direction we're going.
All right, finally, you hold a rally on the National Mall and hundreds of thousands of people come. After that, are a TV show and a radio show going to be enough for you?
Why, do you have some other idea?
Well, I got to tell you, the blog traffic right now is a Beck Palin national ticket in 2012.
You know, that's not how we should be looking for our president on whether or not that's politics again. You know, can they get elected? How many people are they? You know, yada yada. We should be looking for people with the right ideas. My feeling right now is the country is in trouble, and I don't see a political solution because I think we're too divided. I think both parties have sold their souls. And you know, our founders, if you read their speeches and you read their documents and their letters to each other, when they founded our country, they all said it would happen if the people turned from God. So let's take them as people who knew what they were talking about. What do you say we give the whole let's turn back to God thing a try and see what happens?
Glenn, we want to thank you so much for talking with us at the end of a very long day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chris.